Hello there, this is Sean Greasley and welcome to another further edition of our SQL tutorials. In this tutorial I will be describing the where clause. The where clause is part of the select statement we have been using in the last tutorial and the tutorial not before that but the one before that. Okay, so what we've seen so far is selecting the wildcard and various column names by querying our table, for example. But we now want to introduce the where clause. Okay, what we have so far is the select clause, the from clause where we're pulling our data from, which is the employee table, and the where clause. So for example, let's just amend this slightly so we can see the data in our table. We'd like to display the employees whose salary is above, say, 2,000. So if you can have a look, there's one here, there's one here, one here, one here, one here, and one there. So we want to just display the employees whose salary is greater than 2,000. So if we amend this here, so we say where, using our where clause, the name of our column, which is cell, as you can see there, is greater than 2,000. Remember, integers do not have single quotes around them, just like so. Execute that. As you can see, we are only displaying the employees whose salary is greater than 2,000. We can amend this with our previous example. We want to display employees but not their commission and not their department, as it is irrelevant, for example. So we can say select the employee number, the employee name. Remember, we're renaming the column here, the job, MGR number, and say the salary, something like that. So we're only displaying those particular columns. So that is a simple look at the where clause. Now let's have another brief look. With the where clause we can amend the operator here. We could have employees with less than 2,000 salary, as you can see here. With salary equaling, say, 1,500. I've just seen one there. There, we can have more than or equal to, less than or equal to. To remember, your equal sign always goes to the right, and not equal to. Not equal to 1,500 is all the employees, like so. You can use not equal to in the syntax. You may be familiar with C++ or Java, like so, or the more Visual Basic E reference, like so. But both are valid concepts within SQL. Now another operation on the where clause is the use of Boolean or logical operators, whichever you prefer. These are not, and or. So for example, we want to display those employees who had more than £2,000, we shall so, and we'd like to say where, let's have a look, where the department equals to 20. Okay, so all we do here is use the AND logical operator. The department number is equal to 20. As you can see, these are the employees who are earning more than £2,000 and they are located within department 20. So that it's pretty simple if you think about it. We could say or as well. We could change that to or. So we're displaying the people who are earning more than 2k or they are working in department 20. So we should get a lot more. There's all your department 20s, and this isn't a department 20, so he should be earning more than 2k, which he is. There's another one more than 2k, and another one more than 2k, yeah. So we can then use the not, anything like that. So say salary is more than 2k, department is not, I don't know, so anything you like, play around with them, and or and the not logical operators. There is an extension to the and the or operators. For example, if you say salary is more than 2k, and let's just capitalize that, it doesn't really matter about casing, but it makes it clearer in the examples, and the department equals 20, and for example, and job, there you go, and job is equal to analyst. Okay, oh, forgot my single quotes at the end of here. There we go. Salary is more than 2,000, and the depth number is 20, and the job equals analyst. In this case, we do have to express our statements this long, no matter how tedious it may sound. But if we are working with integers only on a certain column, for example, we can say, let's just narrow this statement down. So here are fellas that are earning more than 2k a year. If we want to say something like where the salary is more than 2,000 and less than, say, 3,000, sal is less than 3,000. As you can see, these are only the employees that are earning between these two values. We could change this and make it more easier by using a more complex and statement. So where sal between the values of 2,000 and 3,000. Execute that. We're getting all the employees who are earning a salary between 2,000 and 3,000, as you can see. If we don't want these to show up, we can say 2999 and they'll disappear like so. So that is a little look at the between statement. Now, the next statement I'd like to look at is the more complex or statement. So let's get back to our original salary statement. So these are the fellows that are earning more than 1k. We'd now like to say that we want to display the salary where it's more than 1,000, or where the department number equals to 30, or where the job equals salesman. Execute that. Oh, I'm sorry, I've come across a slight syntax error somewhere in here, where salary is more than 1,000, or the depth number. There we go. As you can see, it's got a little star, so it'll tell me that depth now is an invalid identifier. So I've just missed the T there. And there we go. So these are all the people who have a salary more than 1,000, or they're in department 30, or their job is a salesman. Okay, we can simplify this more slightly by using the in statement. If we just modify this a little, we could say where the salary in open that like so. Let's change that to the job, it makes more sense. So where the job in open our parenthesis salesman a president. Oh, I forgot my single quote at the beginning of there. There we go. And click. My spelling is atrocious, I do apologize. And click. To execute that, we're displaying the people whose jobs are in salesman, president, or clerk. As you can see, clerk, salesman, president, and there's more clerks there. Okay. You may see that you might want to order these by the job, so all the clerks that are at the top, salesman are after, and president is at the bottom, for example. If you want to have a look at that, how to do that now, please refer to the tutorial where ordering or order by is concerned. So there's a little look at the between and in statements, which are more complex, and or clauses. Okay, we'll now have a quick look at the like statement. This is a personal favorite of mine, as you'll see in a minute. Okay, for example, if you wanted to display the salaries that are within the 2000 range, but it does not matter what these last 3 digits are, for example, we can then introduce the like statement. It'll become more clear as we go through this example. So where the salary like single quote, sorry, 2 underscore underscore underscore. Okay, let's just run this and see. Okay, the like command here, this is quite hard to explain, but what we're doing, we're selecting anything from the table employee where the salary is like to underscore underscore underscore. Think each underscore is a wildcard. For example, underscore could take any value at all. As you can see, it can take any value at all. But it must begin with 2, as we have specified 2 here. And remember to use single quotes around this. So we want to display salaries that end in, for example, our 4 underscores there, and put the last digits as a 5. So we're only displaying the salaries who end with 5. And there's 3 wildcards here, as you can count 3 underscores here. You can then say the department number. Ends with 0, for example. As you can see, department numbers all ending with 0. So that is how to use the like statement with underscores. You may notice that it may be a bit tedious if we say we want the job like beginning with S, so we'd have S here, then you'd have a lot of underscores for salesman or whatever. To get around this problem, there is another syntax notation, which is the percentage sign. For example, list all jobs that begin with S. Percentage is a wildcard for whatever appears after the S, and it is a multiple wildcard for however long the string is. So if we execute that, it's all the jobs that begin with S. It does not matter how long the string is, because we're using a percentage. if we put a percentage before and after, we're saying we want a job that contains an S, because we can have anything before the S, anything after the S. So we've got a present, we've got an S here, we've got analyst, we've got an S here, a salesman, obviously clerk hasn't got an S in it. Or we can say, for example, something that ends with an S, and we must have no jobs that end with an S. We do have clerk, which ends with a K. As you can see, here are all the clerks. So that is how to use the like clause syntax, whichever you prefer, within the where statement. So the last extension, I'm sorry for the long tutorial, the last extension of the where clause is the null syntax statement. So, for example, if we want to display fields where the commission is null, it has no value and it's not 0, it's actually null. This means nothing at all. So we can say where commission is null. This displays all the fields where the commission is null, no values at all. We can then introduce the not logical or boolean operator here to display the fields with commission where it's not null. As you can see there, 0 isn't a not null, if you know what I mean. It's actually 0, it is a value even though it's 0, it's not null, as you can see here. So that concludes the tutorial on the where clause within the select statement. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and stay tuned for further tutorials. I've been Sean Greasley and goodbye.